What is your American dream?
My family is from Ecuador and I am from Chicago. My American dream is to be able to pay back my parents for everything they did for me.
I come from France and my American dream is to help every day the homeless. Merci à vous.
I am from Tunisia. My American dream is to see love and peace.
I was born in North Carolina, Rocky Mountain. My dream is to have peace, and that's it.
My parents are Guyanese, so I'm first generation American. My American dream is that we all get the same treatment, same laws, same education as everyone. That will be my American dream.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
This camera is way too big for me. It's bigger than I am. It's not made for groundhogs. Patrice, help!
Hey, Groundhog Sam.
Hi, Patrice.
You want a little camera for yourself?
Yes, please. I want to be just like you.
Look what I got. A small one.
Oh,
just
my God.
For you.
Oh, my God. It's groundhog size. You're the best. You're the best. Thank
I'm so
you.
happy you like
Oh,
it. There you go.
I can't wait to start shooting. Thanks, Patrice.
You're welcome, Groundhog
I'm
Sam.
an official groundhog producer now. I'm going to be part of the team. Shooting footage. I'm so excited. Oh, in case you missed yesterday's episode of Bradshaw Live, we did another Bradified marriage segment. And let me tell you, if you're going in for your Stokes interview with your mate, you better be prepared. We also spoke to criminal attorney Jake Hudnut here at Spar Bernstein, who discussed Terry stops, aka stop and frisk with us. Very insightful segment. What's going to happen on today's episode? Well, Brad's cooking something up. Watch and see. Enjoy.
Welcome, everybody. It is Hump Day Wednesday. It is March, I don't even know what date it is. Somebody will tell me in my ear, hopefully, March 28th. March 28th, I got it right. Wednesday, March 28th. We're 2 days away from Good Friday, 4 or 5 days away. What do we have? Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 4 days away from Easter. It is Easter week coming up. Also Passover. It's also Passover. First night of Passover is Friday night, but Easter's coming up Sunday. Passover and Good Friday on the same exact day. But everybody right now, our lines are open up. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. I have at this point, at this moment in time, 12 open lines. So if you call right now, you will get your immigration questions answered by me. 1-800-529-5465. I'm going to also ask everybody out there, every last person who's watching, please share this with your friends and family. If you don't share with your friends and family, then they can't get help. Then you're just selfish and leave yourselves all to me. Share this with your friends and family, and that way then they can also get the legal help that they need. And the way that you share is you take out your thumb, you take out your finger, and you go to the little button on the bottom of your screen on Facebook Live, and you share this to your friend's timeline, you share this to your neighbor's timeline, the butcher's timeline, the candlestick maker's timeline, anybody that you have that's on a timeline that you're aware of, you know, the butcher, the baker, you can send it to the baker. Okay, there's always bakers who need immigration help. I've never met a butcher who needs immigration help, but maybe they're out there. The candlestick maker always needs immigration help. So please send it to the butcher, the baker, or the candlestick maker. Or if not, send it to your neighbor. Send the timeline to somebody. Please share with your friends and family. So sharing is absolutely caring. The other thing we want to remind everybody is that if you want to be notified, when I come on live. You can't get enough of me. You can't get enough of the show. The show is just like enveloping you. You have to have this show every day. I can't live my life without Bradshaw Live. Well, it's a very simple solution to this. Okay, you can either see a psychiatrist or you can just follow and like us on Bradshaw Live. If you follow and like us on Bradshaw Live, then you get me every day, Monday through Friday, every day here at 5:30. Finally, everybody, finally, one last thing I do got to remind everybody. We have Kimberly Kim Kim. I'm going to introduce her in about 25 seconds. Kimmy Kim 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 Kim. If you're a little shy, now Rebecca has called already. You only got one call so far, which is weird. Usually by this time we got 10, 12 calls. People have immigration questions, so definitely call us at 1-800-529-5465. I had a little... There we go. I had to wipe it off my face. 1-800-529-5465. So you can call to get your immigration questions asked and answered. But if, as I always like to say, if you are shy like I am, because I'm a shy guy and sometimes I don't like to talk, then what you can do is you can always talk to Kimmy Kim Kim. She is on the sidelines here, right next to me. We're going to introduce her in about 25 seconds. But you can ask her all the questions that you want on our Facebook pages on Bradshaw Live, as well as our Facebook pages on law offices of Spar and Bernstein. So you can say, hey, Kim, I just got here on a visa. I'm in love. I've never been more in love in my entire life. I want to get married. This guy's got a green card. Guy's citizen. Whatever your questions are, Kim is here to ask for you. She will ask all your immigration questions, so just leave those questions on Law Offices of Spar and Bernstein or leave those questions on Bradshaw Live. And without any further ado, I do have to introduce Kimmy Kim Kim because I don't want to talk to myself all the entire evening. Kimmy Kim Kim, how are you?
Hello.
Yes, Yo-Yo is off at the Liberian... Ethiopian. I don't know why. Oh, because I got Liberians in front of me.
Right.
Yeah, Liberians are the first news thing. Ooh. But he is off at the Ethiopian networking event.
Yeah, the young
that he is hosting. He's hosting. So I guess we'll find out more from Yo-Yo tomorrow.
Yes.
Also known as Jonathan.
Also known as Jonathan.
I don't like the name Yo-Yo.
I know you've put your foot down against Yo-Yo.
Yeah, I'm against Yo-Yo. I'm against it. Meanwhile, I got the news here while we're waiting for people to call at 1-800-529-5465. Kimmy Kim Kim. We'll go through it very fast here. Trump is ending TPS protection for Liberians. He announced that today. Liberians have had deferred and forced departure since 1999. So that means that every Liberian has been able to legally live here for almost 20 years.
Oh my
they
God.
have homes, I presume.
Right.
They have bought property. There's Liberia. They have bought property. They have working, paying their taxes, started families, have U.S. citizen children, and Donald Trump says, get the hell out. So that's basically it. That's basically it. So Liberians have been eligible for deferred and forced departure since Bill Clinton. Okay?
Wow.
And it was extended throughout 8 years of the Bush administration, 8 years of the Obama administration. They have allowed people from Liberia who are living here since the 1990s not to go back to their war-torn country. It allowed them to work and live legally in the United States. And right now, there are only 839 Liberians who have this status. Okay,
wow.
So it's not like
it's
not like a swarm of people who are like overtaking America. Okay, I mean, it's not like you're saying, okay, we got 1 million people here, and they're taking 839 people.
Like, what is the purpose of that?
And the purpose is because Trump doesn't like black people.
That is the purpose.
He said, screw them, send them home. And what are they doing wrong? They're paying their taxes.
They've built entire lives, 20 years.
Yeah, so.
That's heartbreaking.
Yeah. Okay, meanwhile, not liking minorities and people of color and people who don't come from Germany.
Yeah.
I think Trump is German. Or Norway. He likes Norwegians also.
He does like the...
Right, Norwegians and Germans.
I think he likes Norwegians because he wants to be blonde.
Maybe. So he has added, we talked about this yesterday, he added the question on the census, and it was Trump did this.
Oh, right.
On the census, he added the question, are you a U.S. citizen? Okay.
Right.
Now the census has been going on for over 200 years, and they have never had this question before. Are you a U.S. citizen? And many people, including myself, strongly believe that the only reason that they're asking this question is to scare people from responding.
Absolutely.
Now, it's not going to scare me because I was born here, my parents were born here, my grandparents were born here, my great-grandparents were born here. So I'm multi-generation here. What it's going to do is going to scare minorities, going to scare people who are recently naturalized U.S. citizens. And who are they going to scare? It's immigrants and minorities. So what the whole idea is to undercut the count of minorities and immigrants living in the United States who are going to get scared. Hey, wait a second, why are you asking me this question?
Right.
And why is that important? Why do you want to undercount minorities if you're a Republican? You want to undercount them because, one, the Electoral College, depending on how many votes each state gets to elect a president, depends on what the population is. Number two, congressional districts are drawn based on population. So they're going to undercount minorities, underrepresent immigrants. And number three, based on what the census says each state has people living in there. Boy, I said that really convoluted. Let me say that again.
Yeah.
Based on the number of people living per state, a lot of federal programs dole out their money based on populations per state.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So now, states with high minority populations, states with high immigrant populations will be undercounted, get less federal funds.
Wow.
And more federal funds will go per person to states that have less minorities. So 12 states, including Brad Bernstein, it's not a state.
But if you
12 states plus Brad Bernstein.
Right, yeah.
Okay, have realized that this is a violation of the Constitution of the United States because they're trying to suppress vote.
Absolutely.
They're trying to suppress people getting federal funds.
Absolutely.
So New York State Attorney General has been joined by the state of New York, by Connecticut, Delaware, Illinois, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New Mexico, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, and Washington, and the state of California, all suing the federal government, saying that they are miscounting the population in the census for 2020. Not surprisingly, all of those states are the highest immigrant states.
Right.
Okay, you don't see North Dakota joining that
why would they care?
lawsuit.
Right.
Right? You don't see Arkansas joining that lawsuit.
That's so many states so fast.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, North Korean dictator, communist leader, the comrade.
My terrible namesake.
Right, Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Kim Jong-un versus
I didn't do it.
he is dictator Kim, DK, dictator Kim versus social media Kim. Those are two different
Belgium
people.
Kim, completely
Belgium Kim,
different.
right? Dictator Kim. Well, we should just call him Korean Kim, right? Korean Kim.
Yeah.
Now it's even better.
No, it would be Korea Kim.
Korea Kim, right? So Korea Kim, Belgium Kim,
Right.
Korea Kim. He went to China. First time he left Korea since he's got in power. And I wouldn't blame the guy because there's a lot of people who want to chop his head off.
Right.
He's a little scared to leave. All right. And he met with the Chinese premier, who is now the dictator of China because he is now premier for life. Okay.
Right.
We reported that about a week ago.
Yeah.
So Korea Kim met with the Chinese premier. His name is. What's his name?
Is that
Xi
Jinping?
And they had a whole discussion about the whole nuclear arms race, and Trump's going to meet him, and denuclearizing the Korean Peninsula, which is all very nice.
Yeah,
we all want that.
In theory, that sounds fantastic.
In theory, it sounds great. What I found most intriguing about the whole entire thing is the way that Korean Kim got to China.
Yeah.
He didn't take the official North Korean airline. Okay, he didn't take Air Force with the Korean Air Force One, whatever that will be. He took a train.
A train?
Here it is, the slow-moving bullet train. It goes at exactly 37 miles an hour top speed. Because, literally, it is faster than the Walmart robot, but
Just
literally,
barely.
you can get a good bicyclist.
Right.
All right, a good bicyclist.
Down a hill.
Not even down a hill, down a straightaway, could give that bulletproof train a real run for its money. Which leads me to believe, okay, if the train can only go 37 miles an hour, and that's the fastest way they can get Korea Kim safely to China. What makes anyone believe that they can stick a nuclear missile up in the sky and then bomb the United States? They can't even get a train to go more than 37 miles an hour. That, to me, was the most intriguing thing of it all. It's bulletproof, but so what?
But I mean, how much is it weighing it down to the point it can only go
37 miles an hour?
There are trains in the world that go 200 miles per hour. Like, how much are we weighing it down?
I mean, that's, So it's partially weighed down. It's partially weighed down because it's bulletproof. Okay, this 37 mile an hour train. Also partially weighed down because it carries 21 cars of supplies for Korea Kim. Okay, because we really he needs a lot of supplies. They say he's got lobster in there. He's got.
That's one train car?
It's a train full of lobster. It's a train full of cases of Bordeaux and Burgundy wines that he likes, and he also has. But this was his dad. But they say this is what he does also.
Okay.
And they also has, according to official reports, lady conductors. They're very progressive there in North Korea.
We're calling them these days.
They're very progressive there. Only ladies, only women are allowed to drive Korea Kim's train.
I can't imagine what other services they make.
Well, I don't know what they're doing there.
What are they doing in that train?
What's his meeting room? Wait, let me see the meeting room again. I was looking down. There's the meeting room in the train.
That looks like completely normal.
You know what? I think also, I think why it only going, if he opens up the window, he doesn't want his papers flying around.
Right,
keep the train just at 37 miles an hour.
A light jog of a train.
There he is making history right there. His first time outside of Korea. And apparently he made it there and he made it back.
In the 37 miles per hour.
Wouldn't you think that the United States is watching this train go by? Like, if they wanted to get him, they can get him?
That's my question. Is like, there is nothing we can do to penetrate a 37 mile per hour train?
Yeah.
Like, that would have been done. All of our North Korea issues would be solved.
Meanwhile, I applied for this job.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't know. If I get it, I saw on Craigslist. I don't read Craigslist a lot, but I happen to have seen this job. Mm-hmm. It says there was a job posting on Craigslist on yesterday.
Okay.
Drew my attention a little bit.
Oh.
Okay.
And it said
that the post asked for a lead attorney.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. A lead attorney to represent a client involved in an ongoing federal investigation.
Okay, you can handle that. You can handle that.
Yeah. It said the lawyer must be familiar with laws and procedures around discovery, executive privilege, international financing of real estate, election laws. I don't know all of that, but I could read up on it.
Okay.
So I put in my resume.
Okay.
It said you need working knowledge of social media. I think I got that.
You got that?
I got that, right. Knowing Facebook and Twitter is a plus. Knowledge of I don't know anything about the adult film industry, but apparently Belgium Kim has seen one or two films that she could fill me in. So I feel like, she'll come along.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so
and have a collection of Playboy magazines from 1985 I have from 85. I don't know if I have them all the way to 2010.
Oh, I can cover about half of that.
Right. It says it must be a good-looking guy. No fatties allowed. I said, sounds me.
So far, you're hitting everything.
I'm hitting everything.
Yeah.
Okay. And it says basically your job boils down to keeping him from testifying under oath and hoping the rest comes out in the wash. It's a true job that was posted in Craigslist. It was literally posted in Craigslist. Obviously, it's a joke. It was somebody posting a job for President Trump because nobody, and I don't want to work for him. But I swear to God, it was in Craigslist yesterday.
Funny.
Yeah. It says ask about other openings and other stuff and submit your resume to be considered for potential openings. This guy's really rich. Okay. So it's really hugely wealthy man, hugely successful. Everyone says it. That's how the ad ended. So but it's really funny. I think ads going around social media now, and I'm like, wow, that kind of fits me. Except I wouldn't want to represent him.
No, that was already we've already drawn that line in the sand.
And apparently he can't find a lawyer. There's not a lawyer there's not a lawyer who wants to represent him, either because they disagree with his politics,
right,
or they already have a conflict of interest because they're representing somebody else in this investigation, or the law firm is preventing, the law firms, with the top attorneys are preventing, because of political considerations. They don't want to represent him. The other partners in the law firm don't want to represent him. So he's having a hard time finding a lawyer to represent him. So because of that, I guess this joke on Craigslist went out, but it's a real ad that somebody, some comedian, not me, but some comedian, I'm not a comedian.
No, I was going to say another comedian.
Right, another comedian put up.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
I love the no fatties. Yeah. That really got me.
No fatties allowed.
No fatties. Because it's exactly what he would write.
By the way, they're now calling Trump Spanky.
Spanky, you
say? Is, because of, this whole adult thing with Stormy Daniels. She went on 60 Minutes. And she gave an interview, and she said she spanked him with a magazine cover that he was in. So now everybody's calling him President Spanky. So my question, which I'd like you to discuss while we're answering immigration questions with the Brad Squad.
Yeah.
Okay, because we have been on the Brad Show Live here. We've been calling him the Orange Man for as long as I remember.
Yeah, that's been our thing.
It's been our thing. What is this? This is the
Stormy Daniels.
Oh, do we really need to put that up? Come on, this is PG. Get that off. So, wow. All right.
Crimes of passion.
Yeah,
I didn't realize she was so political.
So I'd like you to ask the Brad Squad.
Yeah.
Okay, because we have to talk about this man again tomorrow and the next day.
Forever.
Do we want to call him Spanky, or do we want to keep calling him the Orange Man? Can you make a poll, please?
Yes,
and
I will.
We'll come back to that. All right. Finally, Jill is insisting I talk about this. Okay, we've had this story at the bottom of my cards now for at least a week. It's a little late now.
She is strong-arming you
But the
into this.
famous mime house, the mime, that sits outside, that does the robot, or this.
Like
the famous mime house, Hobbit House in Oregon, was up in bankruptcy court. The mime couldn't pay his bills anymore. He went to his landlord, apparently, and tried to pay with mime money. he goes, and the landlord wouldn't take that type of check from the mime.
I don't blame him.
This is the famous, I swear to God, I can't make this stuff up. It is the famous mime house, and it's a Hobbit house built by a mime about 100 years ago, and apparently it's a very well-known famous house, the Mime House. Now, the mime never actually stepped inside the house. He was always stuck outside in a box.
Oh, right.
He couldn't get into the house because he was stuck in a box outside of the house. And then he tried to pay with a mime check, which really didn't go over very well with the landlord or the bank or whoever it was. It was eventually sold in bankruptcy court for $400,000. The famous mime house in Oregon. Jill, you wanted me to say something else about the mime house? No, Jill is very. Jill is not satisfied with. She's saying in my ear. She's telling me she's not satisfied with my description of the mime house.
Listen, we need more mime house.
We need to spend more time on the mime house on this show.
I think the unanswered question is, what's your stance on mimes, Brad?
I don't like mimes. They scare the hell out of me. Can you imagine, you get invited to the mime house, and the guy comes in and he's, and then you're like, "Hi, how are you?" And he's like, what this guy is scaring the hell out of me. And then he's pouring phantom tea for you. And he's like, ooh. What goes on inside the mime house, right?
Disconcerting, I understand.
You understand what I'm saying? Right.
I don't know if scary.
The guy does a whole mime routine. There's nothing going on in that house except he's pouring you fake tea, giving you fake mime food.
That's a great point, Brad. I don't know if I'm.
All right, Jill, is that good enough now, Jill? Now Jill is very very happy now.
The picture has changed in the background.
The picture has changed in the background. We're done with the
we
mime
may
house.
move on.
I knew I couldn't get off the mime house until the picture changed.
That's our cue.
Yeah, that's our cue. Our cue to get off the mimes. All right, so right now, please call 1-800-529-5465. We're going to be answering your immigration questions. You can chat with Belgium Kim.
Yes.
Okay, and ask your questions of Belgium Kim. She's going to ask them for me. Coming up pretty soon. I don't know what pretty soon is, but we'll see how many questions we get through here.
Absolutely.
We kind of do this by the seat of our pants this entire show.
We do.
Right, so yeah, but pretty soon, coming up, I will be answering all your Facebook questions. In the meantime, call 1-800-529-5465. Rebecca in Queens been waiting 20 minutes. Poor woman. Let's go speak to her. Rebecca, how are you?
I am great. How are you?
Good, good. What's going on?
My question today is, my son is going to be 21 in February. How long do I have to wait for him to file for me?
Your friend's going to be? You can't get filed. Your son. I thought you said okay. In February, he will be 21. So he's about 20 months away. I mean, about 10 months away from being 21.
Right.
Okay. What day in February will he be 21 years old?
The 17th.
February 17th. And how did you come to the United States?
I came on a visitor's visa.
On February 17th, you're going to overnight an application to immigration. It will reach immigration on the first day after his 21st birthday. And you're good. All right?
Okay.
So then come see me in like December if you need my help, and we'll get everything ready beforehand. So on his 21st birthday, on February 17th, we'll get everything filed for you.
Okay, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Hold on if you need help. 1-800-529-5465. This is Tong in Nashville, Tennessee. Tong.
Yeah, sure.
How are you?
Fine, sir. Yeah, I have a question,
What?
I have my son, he came United States when he's 16 years old, and I'm a citizen. If he omitted to be citizen or what?
Okay, so your son, let me just make sure I understand you. You're a citizen of the United States. Your son came to the United States when he was 16. He came with a green card?
Yes.
Okay. Are you married to the mom?
No, I have his mom in Vietnam. I don't marry his mom.
You were not married to the mom in Vietnam or here in the United States. All right, but is the son?
What, sir?
The son's living with you in the house.
Yeah, he lived with me about 3 years, 4 years.
3 years, 4 years. How old is he now?
Yeah. I think he been he about 35, 36 now.
Okay, so he's 35 years old now.
Yeah.
So that means he was 25, and I got to do math in my head, Tong. You're making me do math here. He was 25 in 2017 and 2007. So that means he was already 18 in 2001. Okay, so we have to go by old immigration laws, not new. There's a Child Citizenship Act of 2001, which made it more liberal, the citizenship laws. But because your son turned 18 prior to February 2001, we have to go with the more non-liberal citizenship laws. So I have a question for you. Okay, is the mom alive?
Yeah, his mom in Vietnam.
Okay, the mom's alive. You were never married to the mom, so unfortunately, under the law, he is not a U.S. citizen. The reason why he is not a U.S. citizen is under the old, more stringent citizenship laws, you have to prove either you were married to the mom and divorced her before 18 and your son was living with you as a citizen, the mom died before your son turned 18, or you and the mom are both U.S. citizens, which is not the case. None of those are the case. So unfortunately, he is not a U.S. citizen.
He have a stepmom.
It doesn't matter. It's all through biological mom. He's not a U.S. citizen. He would have to naturalize.
So that means he have to go do by himself?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and we can help you. Hold on if you need help. All right. 1-800. I was about to say he's a citizen, and then I thought to myself, let me ask how old this kid is, because there is the Child Citizenship Act, and the Child Citizenship Act is absolutely more liberal. So the key thing is, when did you turn 18? Were you 18 prior to February 2001 or after February 2001? All right, let's go to well, my computer there. James in Queens. James.
Hello, Brad.
How are you?
Bro?
How you doing?
Not too bad. Congrats on the great job that you're doing, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's not difficult, but I need clarification. Me and my kids are permanent residents for the past 2 years, but one of my kids is visiting. She's out of the country, so I'd like to know how long can she stay out before it becomes a problem?
Less than 6 months.
Oh.
How long has she been out?
She's about for 4.
Tell her to come back now. And then why is she out so long? She's going to school back home?
She's going to school back home,
okay.
yes.
All right, so when she comes back to the United States, let her come back, okay? Even for a weekend. Even for 3, 4, 5 days. It doesn't have to be for a long period of time. And when she comes back back to the United States, file for something called a re-entry permit. And what a re-entry, and you just have to do it while she's physically here. It just has to be received by immigration while she's physically here. So you could literally overnight it, okay? And then she can go. And how old is she?
She's just 8 years old.
8 years old. Okay, so she doesn't even need a fingerprint. Okay, so just physically bring her back, file a re-entry permit. You only need a fingerprint if you're over 14. Let it get received by immigration, send her home, then she can keep her green card for 3 years without having to come back to the United States. Just, write in the re-entry permit, I'm going to school and I intend to come back and live permanently with my father. I just want to finish this school.
Wonderful, Brad. Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Hold on one second. 1-800-529-5465. Max in the Bronx. Max.
Hi, what's up, Brad?
How are you?
I'm great. You?
Fabulous.
Okay, nice. Okay, I got a question. I came up over the weekend. I was in Jamaica and I came up with my kid.
Right.
She's 2 years old.
Uh-huh.
So the immigration officer asked me, why is it all the time I'm traveling with the kid and not with the mom? The mom is not traveling. But the mom is here. She's living with me.
All right, so what is your status?
I'm a green card holder.
And what's the mom's status?
She had a student visa in which she had finished school.
Uh-huh.
But she's out of status now.
Okay.
But previous listening to your radio show, you were saying that they don't have a return date, and she doesn't get a return date on the visa that they gave it to her.
Correct, because she's on a student visa. They gave her duration of status.
Yes.
Right, so you listen intently.
I was just wondering, and they have because on the form, I have my address on the form that they gave me to sign, to write up.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just wondering, a little curious if they might popped up, knowing that she lives with me.
So what?
My address.
So what? They're not going to come for her. What I would say, or bother you, you did nothing wrong. That's for sure, if you're concerned about yourself.
No, it's not about myself, it's about her.
Why don't you marry her?
We doing that in July.
Okay, why are you waiting till July?
Because that's the time when, because our mom in Jamaica is they're doing their paperwork to go get their visa.
Okay, yeah,
so
but
we're just giving them that amount of time.
Okay, so can I make a suggestion? All right, because what's most important is her status at this point, and you're obviously concerned, and you're holding off on a marriage because mom needs a visa. So obviously you're getting going to have a big marriage ceremony. Is that what the issue is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I don't know whether mom's going to get the visa or not, because if it's to come to her daughter's wedding who overstayed on her visa, they're not going to give mom the visa. I can guarantee you that. Okay. So you may be waiting for nothing. Okay. That's number one. Number two, I would suggest just go down to City Hall, get a marriage certificate, so you can start the filing process for her. You can always have your big wedding in July. Nobody's telling you or her to not have that experience of walking, in a white, wedding dress down the aisle, and with everybody there, and throwing the rice, and congratulations. Have all of that. Just go now and just get the marriage certificate done. Okay, have your big ceremony, have the big religious ceremony with the pastor in a few months, but at least start the immigration process.
I don't think I could start it as yet, because I got my green card through marriage, and it's not 5 years as yet.
Okay. You got your green card through marriage. Are you divorced from this woman?
Yep.
Okay, how long have you had your green card?
2 years now.
3 years now. So you got a permanent green card when you originally started. I understand.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, you can certainly go marry her, but you won't be able to file for her till 5 years. Correct.
Okay, I see.
Right.
I'm just curious about they asking me about her and why she's not traveling.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, you're not her. I don't know what the word I'm looking for. You're not her guardian. Maybe is a good word. I mean, she's an adult. I don't know why she's not traveling. She didn't want to travel. Period. End of story. All right.
Not you. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Cool.
1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. That's the number to call. Let's go to Lisa in Mount Vernon, New York. Lisa.
Hey, Brad. How are you doing?
Hey, what's happening?
I'm good. I want to ask a question for my friend because she's afraid to call.
She's afraid. Are you really asking for your friend? Because everyone's going to say, yeah, right, yeah, friend, yeah, right. Okay. All right, what's up?
Yeah, she wants to know if her husband is doing her filing for she and her son, but she wants to know that she has I think she has a free health care, so she's wondering if that will be a problem for her.
Who has the free health care? Who has free health care?
She and her son.
She had a child here, and they gave her Medicaid for the child.
No. Her son is not born here. Her son is around, I think he's around 16.
Okay, so who's giving the free medical care?
She's getting it, not her husband. She and her son has it.
Okay, is she the citizen, or she's the one who needs the green card? Maybe I'm confused.
She's the one who needs a green card.
Okay, so my question to you is this. What is the organization or government entity that's giving her free medical care?
I think it's, what's the name of it? Affinity.
I don't know what Affinity is, but as long as it's not U.S. government public funds, because she's need-based, it's not a problem.
Okay.
All right, so as long as it's not Medicaid, don't worry about it.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Brad.
You're welcome. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Zane in Atlanta, Georgia. Zane.
Hello.
Hi, Zane. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What's going on?
I have a question. So I am a U.S. citizen, and my husband is a citizen of Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
We were married like 8 years ago.
Right.
And when I tried to file for him, he has a permanent ban from the U.S., and I'm trying to see if it's possible if that could be reversed.
All right. So question, why does he have a permanent ban? What happened?
I think he was charged with impersonation of a U.S. citizen or something.
That's pretty bad. What year did this happen?
2003.
Okay. So he tried to enter the United States with a U.S. passport as somebody else, or he tried to, what did he do to impersonate a U.S. citizen?
From my understanding, he was in Miami, and they called him, and he had a U.S. driver license on him, but he did not buy a ticket or anything in it. He just had it on him.
Well, a driver's license is not impersonating a U.S. citizen. There's plenty of people who are not U.S. citizens who have a driver's license. So we would need to know.
The driver license didn't have his name on it. It was another name that he was using on the driver license.
Fine. So he was impersonating somebody else, but he didn't make a false claim to U.S. citizenship, did he? Because those are two different things.
No.
Okay.
He was detained in Miami, and he did tell them where he came from.
Was he ever convicted? Was he ever convicted of a crime, or was he just deported?
Prior to that, no.
Okay, and then when he got arrested here, they picked him up in Miami with a driver's license and somebody else's name. Did they charge him criminally, or they just brought him to immigration and deported him?
He was in Miami airport, so they brought him to I guess they locked him up there in Miami.
One second. What was he doing in Miami airport? He was obviously entering the United States then, so he was making a false claim to U.S. citizenship.
Brad.
What?
Brad.
What?
He was traveling from the Virgin Islands, coming to Miami in the airport, and that's where he was detained.
Okay. So then I gotta figure this out. Okay. we would need to get the immigration records. There's two different things, okay? One is if you made a false claim to U.S. citizenship, he's never coming back to America again, okay, ever in his life, permanent bar. If he was just deported because he used a fake document or a fake name and he was discovered to be here out of status and they deported him, but he never made a false claim to U.S. citizenship, well, then there could be possibilities for you. So I think really it all depends on the facts. I don't know all of the facts. I'm not jumping down your throat. I'm just trying to figure this all out. Yeah. So I think what we would need to do is this. We would need to get the immigration records from what happened at the airport in Miami and see exactly what happened.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So hold on 1 second, and we'll take care of this for you off air. You're going to need to have a consultation. Let's go to Richard in Meridian, Missouri. Richard.
Hi. Hey, Brad. How are you, sir?
Good. What's up?
I'm good. I hope you can help me today. So, my brother he never been arrested before, all right? And he just had a situation in December of last year. He was charged with a misdemeanor, theft under $1,000. The thing is that he actually he had an interview in February. When he went for the interview, they asked him if he ever been arrested. He told them, yeah. And
all right, so let me ask you a few questions. Let's take a stop right there. All right, what kind of interview was he going on? Green card, citizenship? What's he doing?
Green card.
Green card. He's married? Is it a marriage case?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, married to a U.S. citizen.
And where's he from originally?
I'm not hearing you.
Where is he from originally? Where's your brother from?
Jamaica.
He's from Jamaica. And how did he come to the United States?
He has a 10-year visa.
Okay.
He comes up.
Fine. And how long has he been here in the United States?
About 2 years.
And when did this arrest happen?
December of last year.
December of last year. So he was arrested and he was charged with theft of under $1,000. What state did this happen in?
It happened in Louisiana.
In Louisiana. What was the result of that case? Is it still ongoing, it's still ongoing?
It's still ongoing.
Okay.
But they said they're waiting on the final disposition.
Okay. And what did his criminal defense attorney say? Is the case going to get dismissed? Is he going to go to jail for 50 years? What's going to happen?
No, he said he can get it dismissed.
Okay, fine. So two things. Number one, immigration will never give a green card out while there's a pending criminal case. So if you have a pending criminal case and you go to your interview, just expect them to say, we got to see what the results of this case are before we grant you the green card. Now, assuming he got arrested and assuming the case is ultimately dismissed, he doesn't have a criminal record, he has an arrest and the case was dismissed, he'll get his green card.
Okay, but what if he get a conviction?
It depends what the conviction is for. Now, this would be his first conviction. First conviction. Right. If he pleads guilty to a petty offense, and I'm going to tell you what a petty offense is in a minute. If he pleads guilty to a petty offense, you're allowed one petty offense and you can still get your green card. If he pleads guilty to something that is something bigger than a petty offense, and it sounds like the biggest thing that this could be, it's theft under $1,000, would be some sort of minor misdemeanor, then he would need a waiver based on hardship to his spouse, that he was found guilty of a crime that prevents him from getting a green card. This doesn't sound like, some felonious, theft of millions of dollars from a bank or something. So,
no,
it's a little thing. It's a little thing. All right, so let me tell you what a petty offense is, and this is what you need to tell his criminal defense attorney. I don't know the penal law in Louisiana, but I'm going to tell you what the petty offense exception is to getting a green card. You're allowed one petty offense, and the petty offense is this, okay? Jail time less than 6 months. So, all right, okay. So when you plead guilty, did I physically spend less than 6 months in jail? And I assume right now he hasn't spent a day in jail, okay? And then the second prong, I'm having such trouble talking today. The second prong of the petty offense exception is if the judge wanted to throw the book at you, okay, and say, this is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen in my life, I'm going to give you the maximum sentence. I'm not saying he would ever do that. I'm just saying if the judge said that and said, I'm going to give you the maximum sentence, the judge couldn't put him in jail for more than a year based on the law. So and that's what a petty offense exception is, that the maximum sentence, if the judge wanted to throw the book at him, is 1 year or less, and he physically spent less than 6 months in jail. That's considered a petty offense, except if it's domestic violence or drugs. That's a different story. But in this case, it's a theft.
Oh, one final question quickly before you go, Brad.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was wondering if he could ask his lawyer to get it reduced to an infraction or disorderly conduct. Will that still carry a weight?
No, because I don't know the penal law of Louisiana, but it seems like, Mississippi. Oh, you're in Mississippi. My apologies. I don't. No, this happened in Louisiana, Mississippi.
It happened in Louisiana.
It happened in Louisiana. Okay, so I don't know the penal law of Louisiana, but I would assume an infraction or a disorderly conduct. I would assume an infraction or a disorderly conduct would be a petty offense. But, before he pleads guilty to anything, the smartest thing in the world to do is when you go to court, the lawyer says, this is what you're going to plead guilty to, you'll be okay. And then you have the right to say to the judge, Judge, can I come back next week? I want to talk to Brad or whatever immigration lawyer you want to make sure this is going to be okay. And the judge, by law, the Supreme Court of the United States says the judge has to give you time to find out the immigration infractions. So it's not even by state, it's the Supreme Court.
Okay.
All right. So basically, when he gets his deal, say, I'd like to come back next week. I want to speak to Brad. Okay?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
All right, hold on. All right. 1-800-529-5465. Mona in Moses Lake, Washington, I believe, right? Mona?
Hi, Brad.
Moses Lake, Washington. I assume it's in the state of Washington. Are you near Seattle?
Yes.
Are you near Seattle?
Yeah, I'm near Seattle.
Okay.
Like, 0.5 drive from Seattle.
Okay. Rain a lot there?
No.
No, that's like the stereotype of Seattle. It rains all the time there. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going on?
My husband has a felony and he also got a DUI the other day. Will that affect my paperwork? I haven't started putting my paperwork
If he's the citizen, it will not affect the paperwork for you. The only time the U.S. citizen's criminal records affect the paperwork is if it's a sexual offense against a minor, or if your husband ends up in jail. It's hard to go on an interview if he's in jail.
Okay.
But other than that, don't worry about it. I mean, he should worry about it. Shouldn't be having felonies and DUIs. I'm just saying from an immigration standpoint, don't worry about it.
Okay. And one more question: could you do my paperwork if I'm like so far away in Washington?
Yes, I can do your paperwork so far away in Washington. We do it all the time, not only in Washington, in California, in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. I've done clients in all 50 states and multiple countries. We have clients calling us from other countries, and I've helped them come here even further away than you.
Okay, then. Well, I think you will have my paperwork to do.
All right. Thank you very much. Hold on one second, Mona. All right. 1-800-529-5465. Before we get to Kimmy Kim, okay, we have not seen Anna Azcona in a little bit. No, we have not. Now, generally, Anna likes to interview people about their American dream and American success. But we recently spoke to Anna off the air, and she was a little upset about the fat shaming of Selena Gomez in the bikini. It was body shaming. It was a scar. They were actually body shaming her scar, not her fat. I thought it was both, but definitely her scar. She doesn't look fat there at all anyway. All right. So the public's response was disappointing, considering that Selena Gomez, as you know, she just underwent a kidney transplant. So the poor woman goes through a kidney transplant. She goes through a kidney transplant. Okay, there she is. She could have died. Okay, look how great she looks, like not even a year later. And trolls on the internet are body shaming her that how dare she go in a bikini. So Anna, our correspondent in Miami, was rightfully aghast, appalled, disgusted.
Yeah.
So she wanted to come on Brad Show Live and discuss it. Let's watch.
¿Qué lo que mi gente? Welcome to Ana Reclama. Alright, so I've already touched the topic on body shaming before, but it's been brought back up to my attention after seeing on social media how people were talking about Selena Gomez once she was seen wearing a bikini in Australia for the first time after her kidney transplant. Like always, los shows siempre tienen algo que decir. Comenzaron a criticar a Selena diciendo que parecía que estaba embarazada, que se veía gorda, que le quedó la cicatriz, etc. All I gotta say is I am disgusted at the amount of hate hate towards her. Y me incomoda saber que la gente puede ser tan cruel en situaciones como estas. Like, give her a break. She just went through a really rough stage where she almost lost her life. You guys have no idea what she's been through to be criticizing her. A esos criticones deberían ponerse en el lugar de ella y preguntarse si les gustaría que le pasara lo mismo. Because I bet the answer is no. And so what if she gained weight? As long as she's happy, that's all that matters, because she's still beautiful. In response to all the body shaming, Selena Gomez posted this video with the caption, "The beauty myth and obsession with physical perfection that traps modern women in an endless cycle of hopelessness, self-consciousness, and self-hatred as she tries to fulfill society's impossible definition of flawless beauty. I choose to take care of myself because I want to, not to prove anything to anyone." Wind in her sails. Guys, we need to learn to be comfortable in our own skin. We tend to worry so much about what people think or how they see us, and it shouldn't be that way. We should be entitled to look whatever way makes us feel good. Que hay que ser flaca, que el pelo tiene que verse bien, que el maquillaje nunca puede faltar, que la dieta, porque si estoy gorda van a hablar mal de mí. Pero como quiera hablan, gorda, flaca, bonita, fea, lo que sea. La realidad es que no hay ningún físico perfecto y todos tenemos nuestros defectos. Lo importante es aprender a amarse uno mismo, y yo con mis defectos me amo. Stop the hate and instead work on self-love. Pero cuéntame usando el hashtag Ana Reclama, ¿cuál es tu mensaje para aquellos que se la pasan haciendo bullying en las redes a personas por su físico? What's your message to the trolls who love to criticize others' appearances? Peace.
Muy bien. Muy bien there. An extra muy. An extra muy.
That's a lot of movies.
A lot of movies. Extra movies.
I didn't know how.
Apparently, Anna was very, very upset about this. So she said, "Do you mind if I don't do an American Dream and I just talk about what really is bothering me right now?" And I said, "Of course. This is your American Dream. You can talk this project, Anna. You can do whatever you want." So apparently, the scar wasn't even on her kidney.
Yeah.
It wasn't even on her kidney, and apparently Selena had complications right after her transplant, and she was in bad shape. I mean, the woman has a kidney transplant. You're not in the best of shape, right before the kidney transplant. So, the scar's obviously the least of her problems, and, small price to pay to stay alive.
That's crazy.
Right?
That was a really powerful piece by Anna.
Yes.
I love that she took her makeup off and get it, girl. Real beauty.
1-800-529-5465. Now's the time when Kimmy Kim is going to be answering your immigration. She doesn't answer anything.
No.
She's going to ask your immigration questions of me. Kimmy Kim.
Brad.
Yes.
Do you want to know what's going on in the comments, or you want to go straight to questions?
Straight to immigration problems.
Straight to immigration, I like it.
Yeah.
Dawn wants to know, if someone's traveling on a visitor's visa and their passport's in their maiden name, should they travel with the marriage certificate as well?
Yes.
Lewis says, what would be the best outcome for a first-time misdemeanor offender for criminal court? She's never been arrested before, but she had done her I-485 interview, but USCIS is now waiting on the final court disposition of the case.
Best outcome. You know what? Be found innocent. That would be the best outcome.
Don't do it.
The next best outcome is be found guilty of a petty offense. We just talked about what a petty offense is. A petty offense is where the maximum sentence is 1 year or less, and you spent less than 6 months in jail. So if you're not going to be found innocent, the next best step is be found guilty of a petty offense. If it's your first time offense, it's not going to prevent you from getting a green card. Anything beyond a petty offense, now you need waivers, and now the green card's becoming a little iffier.
Karkush says, I've got a few questions. Could you explain what exactly Section 245I is? And can someone who's been here since May of 2001 with a priority date of July 2004 filing an adjustment of status in the brother-sister category, would they be able to answer yes under the adjustment of status form under 245I?
No. You're not 245I. I'll give you a little more than that, unfortunately. Okay, 245I was a law that was put in by right before Bill Clinton left office. And what it did was it fixed a problem. And the problem is that Newt Gingrich, I don't know if anybody knows who he is, he used to be a congressman in the 1990s. He was a Republican. It doesn't really matter. He pushed through a law in the mid-1990s that said if you lived here illegally for more than a year and you go home, can't come back for 10 years. So all of a sudden, it just put a stop to everybody who was trying to apply for a green card, because they said if I go home, can't come back. So right before Bill Clinton left office, Congress fixed this problem. And they said, we're going to keep that 10-year bar thing. But what we're going to do is if you were physically in the United States on December 21st, 2000, and you had an application filed with the Immigration Service before April 30th, 2001, you are what's called grandfathered in under 245I, and it allows you to pay a penalty fee at the end of your case. In this person's particular question, he came in 2001, his priority date is 2004, so he missed the grandfathering. Now, sometimes people don't even realize they're grandfathered, because a lot of times they were derivative beneficiaries on parents' cases. Maybe they had something filed previously. It just had to have something filed before April 30th, 2001. Now, there was 2 iterations of 245I. 2 iterations. So one iteration was there was a physical presence requirement. You had to be here on December 21st, 2000, had something filed by April 30th, 2001. There was another iteration, the initial iteration, which was have anything in the system before January 14th, 1998. So many times, your grandfather, and you don't even realize maybe mom or dad tried to file something when you were a kid. So you should still always pass it by us.
Ah.
All right, let's go faster.
Okay. That's on you, Brad.
That was way too long.
Shami says, if someone was arrested for shoplifting in 2007, paid the fines, and now they have the disposition, could they go ahead and file for their citizenship now?
1997 was the?
2007.
2007, and what was the conviction for?
We don't know. It just said that they had to pay a fine.
I would not file anything with immigration in terms of for citizenship, renewal of a green card, you paid a fine, you were convicted of something. It's possible that you're deportable, you don't even realize it. So stop in your tracks, make an appointment to come see me, let's make sure you're not deportable, let's make sure you have good moral character, and then let's do this the right way.
Simone says, could I file for my husband if I didn't use his last name on my naturalization, but am going to change my name on my social security card and my license?
Yeah, you don't have to use his last name. It's a modern world. Why not?
Kiazor, says, is it true that immigration has just implemented a new rule with 2 interviews before you can be given a green card?
A new rule for 2 interviews? I never heard of such a thing. All right, let's do this, Kimmy.
Tell me, Brad.
All right. I'm all excited for this.
Ooh, I think I know what's happening.
I am all excited for this. So the other day I went to this restaurant, La Pulperia. We're going to come back to your immigration questions, okay? But I went to this restaurant, La Pulperia, the other day. They have 3 restaurants in this city. I went to their restaurant, the Pulperia restaurant on East 57th Street. It's a restaurant which features Latin cuisine with European influences. We're going to find out what that is in a second.
Yeah.
So I spoke with the owners there, chef owner Carlos and Victor.
Okay.
Okay. And I even cooked.
You cooked?
I even cooked with Chef Carlos.
Ooh, this should be interesting.
Yeah, so let's watch. We're here at La Pulperia restaurant in Midtown Manhattan on East 57th Street. We're about to go and meet Chef Carlos from Argentina, his partner Victor from Mexico. They opened up this beautiful restaurant and they're going to teach me how to cook salmon. Now, for anybody who knows, I don't know anything about cooking whatsoever. The only thing I know how to make is a reservation. So let's go see if we can teach Brad how to cook. Just got handed this apron. Does it say kiss the lawyer, kiss the chef? Nothing. It says nothing on here. And wait, should I put this over like this, or should I? Yeah, nothing like a lawyer cooking with his blazer on, right? How are you?
How you doing?
How are you? So wow, look at all this stuff here. What are we doing today?
So we're gonna do one of my signature dishes. It is called salmon brulee. It's a salmon tartare.
Salmon
with
tartare.
Cream cheese. We put brown sugar on the top, like a brulee.
Cream cheese, brown sugar on top, and you're gonna burn it like a creme brulee dessert.
Correct.
But except it's salmon.
It's gonna be salmon.
Is this an appetizer or is this the main course? It's an appetizer.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So salmon.
Okay.
So we're gonna do some add some red onions.
Red onions.
Scallions, cilantro, radishes.
Radishes. Very good. Looks good.
Salt.
So
we're gonna add some house vinaigrette.
Okay. Now I want you to know, to him, this This is much harder than it looks, right?
It is. So we mix it. I have leche de tigre. That's a Peruvian sauce.
What is it made out of?
Ginger, jalapeno, cilantro, strawberries, and raw salmon.
So it's going to be sweet and spicy at the same time?
Yes, correct.
Right?
And a little sour too.
And a little sour, everything.
So we're going to put the sauce on the bottom. The mold. So we're going to fill it up.
How long did it take you to come up with this dish?
Tried many times.
You tried like 100 different...
Yeah, many times.
Right.
It took me like a month.
Is everything on your menu your own particular dish?
Yes.
Your own take on...
All my dishes, my recipes.
Was your family chefs? Did your family own restaurants?
My mom, my sisters.
They own restaurants?
They own restaurants.
In Argentina?
Yeah, so...
Did you work there when you were a kid?
Yeah.
So you always knew this was what you were going to do?
Yeah.
What are you putting on this
So
now?
this is the cream cheese right now.
Oh, cream cheese.
Okay.
Like you would get on a bagel?
Yeah, the same one. Brown sugar.
We're not ready for fire yet. Brown sugar.
Yeah.
We're almost ready for fire. I guess I'm going off my diet today. There's no diet for me today.
Okay.
All right.
So now we're gonna touch. You wanna do it?
All right, I'll do it. I hope you haven't shown.
Yes.
Oh, this is easy. Do you burn it till when? Till it just gets brown like that?
Correct.
And that's good, or am I burning it too much now?
Okay, we're good.
Okay, done. How do I shut this off? I don't want to burn the place down. There we go. All right.
All right. So we're gonna grab some strawberries.
Now, are you here cooking every day?
I spend my time between the 3 restaurants.
So you have 2 other restaurants?
Yeah.
Where are your other restaurants?
One is on the Upper East Side, 84th Street and 2nd Avenue. Same restaurant.
Same restaurant. Wonderful. Which one was your first one? This one?
Hell's Kitchen.
Oh, Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
And how long have you been here in this place?
This one have 6 months, 7 months. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
All right.
So ready.
We're ready to eat?
Yep.
What'd you just put on top of it?
Olive oil and some green oil just for garnish.
Okay. Now, I'm glad you cooked this and not me, because if I cooked it, I don't know if I would have eaten it. But because you cooked it, I think we're going to be okay.
Okay.
All right.
That's right now?
Yes. I'm really happy you cooked it, because I'm like, I'm not going to eat what I cook. Let's see. It's really good. You got to try this. I'm telling you, it's really, really good. You know what? Go get your own. I'm eating this. This is great. Fabulous. Excellent. Thank you. That's great. So Victor, I just finished cooking with Chef Carlos. We made this beautiful salmon cream cheese. He even let me burn it on top. It was fabulous. It was great. I actually thought it was
You have the skills, by the way.
I have no skills. I'm a good lawyer. That's as far as we go. You met Chef Carlos when?
We met 8 years ago. I met Victor, my partner, my business partner, working on the same place, on a Mexican restaurant here in New York City.
And he was working there as well?
Yeah, he was the general manager, and I was the chef.
Whose idea was it for this restaurant?
We always thinking to do something very different, Latin American cuisine. I mean, he has, skills from Europe, his background, he's from Argentina. So we were thinking to mixing ideas.
Because you have that, Argentinian, Latin American. We cooked a little bit with Peruvian sauce.
Yeah, Peruvian, Argentinian food, Peruvian food, Mexican, Colombian, Brazilian. There's a little bit of everything from South America and Central America too.
So you're originally from Mexico?
I am.
Okay, so when did you come to the United States of America?
It was 1992. It was 19 years old.
You just ran across the border?
Yes.
Like everybody
Like
else,
everybody
right?
else.
Right.
It was easier.
It was easy then, right?
Easy
No
then.
walls, no
walls,
Trump,
Trump, nothing.
Right. And how long did you stay?
I stayed for 4 years.
So I came here 2000. United States don't ask to Argentina for visa.
Okay, so you came on the 90-day visa waiver.
Correct. Yeah.
Right. And you got your green card.
Yes. Started as a dishwasher first.
Which is nothing that you did back in Argentina. You were a chef back in Argentina.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel?
I started learning the language. I changed my job. That's why my first job was a dishwasher, because I cannot speak any English. Started moving up, prep cook, line cook. My second job is as a cook.
It's an amazing story that you went from a dishwasher, never spoke a word of English, to where you are now.
Before I was working with the manager of the restaurant, this gentleman, he owns a restaurant now. He hired me. I started with him as a busboy, runner. I mean, he had a great skills of management.
He taught you how to run the restaurant. He taught you the restaurant business.
One of his customers, people that I met, Paul Newman was there.
The actor.
Woody Allen. Yeah, that was one of the
regulars.
Regulars.
Right.
So I didn't know much English, so I never had a conversation with them. I learned part of, like New York City scene. I mean, it was a beautiful restaurant, 92nd Madison Avenue. I was working with that gentleman for a couple of years.
So how did you raise all the money to open up all these beautiful restaurants, or did you just save all this money?
Saving.
From
yeah.
savings,
Yeah,
from washing
saving.
dishes and line
Yes.
cooks, and you just saved and saved and saved. And then the two of you put your money together and opened up your first restaurant.
Exactly, correct.
They say, more than half restaurants fail after 6 months. Were you scared to open up, that you took all your life savings?
Yeah, of course, yeah. But you have to take the risk, You can lose everything, you can lose, you're afraid of that, but also you had the courage and believe in your partner and believe in the project. The first one was very successful, and then we had the opportunity to open the second location.
And have your parents come to visit you here and see the
Yes,
success?
yeah.
They're proud of you?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah? So you feel you've reached your American dream?
I'm living the American dream. I am very happy. So I am living the dream right now.
You're living the dream now.
Yeah.
You have 3 beautiful restaurants, but you worked very, very hard for it. Nothing is given to you on a silver platter here. Everything you did, from being a busboy to now owning 3 restaurants, you are the American dream.
Well, it was days that, working as a manager, I never want to walk in the restaurant because I didn't have the skills. Growing up, doing, my first job, I always care for the business. I always care for doing the cleaning, like do the little things that, nobody saw. And obviously, the owner
recognize
that. So I will recognize that.
Right.
I will help. You have to push yourself too, You can be the best plumber, the best carpenter, but I think that's, it's about you. Working hard, you gotta want it.
You gotta want it.
So that's, rule number 1.
Thank you very much for having us at your restaurant. It's beautiful, and you really did a wonderful job. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thanks again for coming on
You're
the
welcome.
show. All right, so that was really fun. We went there, and I cooked a little bit. I took the fire thing. I really wanted to cook. The guy wouldn't let me. I said, "Hey, can I do it?" He goes, "No, you don't touch my salmon." I said, "But I washed my hands. I was all ready to go." And then I saw one of the comments like, "Brad didn't take off his jacket." I saw that comment. I forgot who did it. And I was going to take off my jacket. And then Jilly B is like, "No, leave the jacket on. It's fine." I said, should I take my jacket off, roll up my sleeves or something? I don't know. That shows how much I cook, right?
We did get comments about
what
the
were
jacket.
The comments? Yeah.
So one person said that it was because you were afraid of getting burned, so it was like your anti-burn protection. Patrona Collins did call you out. She's like, "You're not even helping him. He's just doing lawyer work in the kitchen."
Exactly. Right, just in case there was a lawyer needed in the kitchen.
Somebody get a lawyer in your staff.
We're cooking in here. We need a lawyer. Hurry up.
And Marsha said, "You know what? I'm going to come teach you to cook some real Jamaican food."
We're gonna be doing more cooking with different ethnic specialties, different ethnic foods. So if you have a restaurant or you want us to come even to your home and you have like a special dish you want to show us, I'll show up. I will show up. This is, we have a whole bunch of shows.
Yeah.
There's, Brad Show Live, Immigration.
Yeah.
We got Brad Show After Dark. We got to do.
That's
right?
true. That's a
right?
thing.
We got cooking with Brad Show Live.
Cooking with Brad Show Live after dark.
After dark or during the day.
For brunch and fourth meal.
Yes. All right. 1-800-529-5465. We're going to be taking your immigration questions right now. 1-800-529-5465. We'll be coming back to Kimmy Kim in a little bit with more Facebook questions. So if you're a little shy and you want to leave your questions online, you can leave them with Kimmy Kim. I promise you I will get through all of them. But right now we're going to speak to Kerry in West Palm Beach, Florida. Kerry. Wow, Kerry.
The disrespect.
Kerry. Well, that's it. That's it.
Carrie just broke my heart a little.
Come on. I'm sitting here giving my time.
Yeah.
And go gunk.
That's just, it's rude is what it is. It's rude. Unless you had connection problems and then call us back.
Maybe she has AT&T. Because I have AT&T. I'm not calling AT&T out, but I get a lot of gunks on AT&T.
It sounds like you're kind of calling them out,
No, I'm not calling them out. All right, let's go back to social media questions.
Okay, we have Rose, who says, if I was in Jamaica for 6 months and then came back in February of 2018, is it going to be a problem if I travel back in April of 2018? And how long could I stay? I am a green card holder.
Wait, I don't understand. What happened?
So, Rose was in Jamaica for 6 months and came back in February of this year. Now,
So she has a visitor's visa.
no, she has a green card. She's a green card holder.
So she stayed out for more than 6 months?
She stayed out for 6 months.
She shouldn't. She should stay out less than 6 months.
Ah.
There could always be an issue at the airport that they said you've abandoned your permanent residence. Okay? So come back sooner rather than later, Rose. You could have a problem, especially now with Trump.
We have Chris, who says, I came here last May to visit my uncle. I ended up getting married and got my green card on February 14th. I traveled to Jamaica last week and now I'm back in the States, but I want to go ahead and file for my child. How long is it going to take if I file for my 5-year-old daughter myself, and how long would it take if my citizen wife files for her?
You file as the citizen wife.
No, so his wife would file. He's the green card holder.
I misunderstood. Okay,
Yeah.
citizen wife files, it takes a year. Green card holder takes about a year and a half.
Yeah, absolutely. King says, I submitted my application in August. It was SIDGE-based. So far, I haven't received EAD or anything. Do you think something's wrong? And by when should I expect some sort of interview notice?
He did a special immigrant juvenile.
Yep.
And it was done when?
It was done in August of last year.
Yeah, there's a problem if you haven't gotten anything yet.
Anything?
Yeah, give us a call.
Absolutely. We've got Tina, who says, I live in Jamaica, but my fiance is an American. We're getting married soon, but I'm not ready to live here fully yet. Is it wise to visit on my visa until we're ready to do the paperwork so that I actually live in the U.S.?
You could always visit, as long as you're intending to just visit and go home. That's not a problem. It's when you get married and your spouse files for you that becomes problematic. So, visit. Just don't use the visitor's visa to live here, and it doesn't sound like that's what you want to do.
Anna Rosa says, when my father petitioned for me in 1990 with me and my 3 kids and my husband all on the filing. But unfortunately, once the time came, we only had my youngest child with me because and my 16, who was 16, and my husband that came with us in 2010, and all of the other kids that were on the petition were aged out. How could I go ahead and get the kids that were previously aged out here, and now they have their own kids, but no one's married?
You got to file I-130 visa petitions for them. They aged out. They didn't get included on your application. You now have to start from scratch, file new I-130s. Do it now, not later, because if you do it later, you may not be able to. Trump wants to change the laws. Do it now, and it's still a 7-year wait.
Rashid says, my N400 was denied. What options do I have? I have yet to receive a letter to know the reason of denial yet.
Well, how do you know it was denied if you didn't get the letter for the reasons for the denial? Once you get the reasons for the denial, then give us a call. I could read the reasons and tell you how to overcome it, hopefully. But until we know why they're denying you, then it's hard for me to tell you what you should do.
We've got Nico, who says, I think this must be really hard since they are over 21, but I've got 2 friends that have grown up with me since we've been kids, and I plan to adopt them legally as my brothers. And I want to bring them here in the U.S. even though we're not blood related. Is that possible? They are all I have.
Well, where are they? Where are they?
We don't know.
And how old are these kids?
He just says they're over 21.
No, you can't adopt over 21. You have to adopt under 16.
And what does he mean by adopt as a brother? Is that a thing?
No, that's a made up thing. It's a made up Facebook law.
Okay.
Okay, there's no such thing.
That happens quite a bit.
Yes. I don't want to adopt you as my child. I just would like you to be my brother. I'd like you to be my Kim. You know what? I don't feel close enough for you to be my sister, but can we be cousins?
I would be cousins with you, Brad.
We'll do adopting cousins. Okay, fine. I would be your cousin. No, there's no such thing as adopting a brother. You can adopt a brother to be the parent. You can't adopt someone and say, okay, we're now brothers. There's no such thing.
Yeah, no, that would be...
That was a ridiculous question. That was probably one of the most ridiculous questions I've ever heard about. I was actually taking it seriously until I actually thought it through.
Until you realized what exactly was being asked.
Exactly.
Well, actually, we had an even dumber question in our comments earlier today that I saw. It was when we feature immigrants in our success selfies, because we post all of our wonderful success selfies, is when we feature the immigrants, why are the black men always African immigrants and why do we never show African Americans? That was a real question we got today. Yeah. That was a real question.
Because we're an immigration law. Let me give you the answer. Because we're an immigration law firm. So if you were an African American, you are already born here. You don't need the help of Spar and Bernstein for immigration help.
That
is
an incredible
thorough answer.
Oh my God.
All right, what else do we have?
We have Marsha Munchie, who says, my aunt wanted to adopt her deceased sister's kids and file for them. But immigration told her that the kids have to live with her for 2 years before she can file for them.
We talk about this all the time.
Yes, we do.
We talk about this all the time.
Yep.
Correct. If you go and do an adoption, I assume this is Jamaica, right?
I'm assuming, yes.
Okay. So if you go, different countries, different rules. We're talking Jamaica right now, okay? If you go to Jamaica, it's just like you keep changing this on me all day long. They're like screwing with me back there. All right, if you go to Jamaica and you do an adoption in Jamaica, then yes, you have to live with them for 2 years. What the process really should be is if the parents are deceased, obviously they're orphaned. But apparently if the parents are alive, you don't want to get permission from the parents to do the adoption. You want to strip the parents of their parental rights in Jamaica, say because the parents abandoned, they can't afford to raise the children, whatever the case may be, and then orphan the children in Jamaica. At the same time, you do a pre-adoption here in the United States. The pre-adoption is basically an order from a judge saying, I've looked over everything, and when these children come up, Munchie, if you're the one who's doing the adopting, you're good to go. I will sign the adoption order. And then you start the immigration process to bring the children to the United States, and you do the adoption here. It's called an orphan petition. But if you're going to do an adoption in Jamaica, or you're going to get consent from a parent to do an adoption, you're totally screwed or these kids are screwed because you're going to have to go live with them for 2 years in Jamaica to get them here. And that's going to be almost impossible.
Vanessa. It's all A's, Vanessa. Vanessa wants to know, I filed an I-130 in August of last year and I have just now received a notice of initial evidence. Is there a problem?
What did she file?
An I-130.
Well, there's a problem. You didn't give enough evidence. There's evidence missing. So they wrote you a letter saying, we need more stuff. I don't know what they're asking and who filed for her. But it's obviously a family member and you haven't proven that you qualify for the I-130 approval. They're asking for more stuff. Problem, yes.
Ha ha ha. We have Taylor who says, can I go to Hawaii with my work permit? I'm not yet a permanent resident.
Yes.
Oh, good news. Enjoy your vacation. Louis says, if the husband is in and out of prison on different probation and never gets to put anything together, he's also abusive and the couple is no longer together and no paperwork was ever submitted. What can be done in terms of VAWA since the husband was always in and out of prison? Is VAWA a good route?
If he was abusive, he's abusive. Whether he's in prison or out of prison, abuse is abuse. So if there was physical abuse, we prove it. If it was extreme emotional abuse, we prove it. Abuse is abuse, whether he was in or out of prison, whether he was in or out of the home. You got to prove it's a real marriage. You got to prove there was abuse. Give us a call. We'll help you.
We have another question from Joey who says, how long does it take for the K-1 visa process? And can the marriage take place here in the U.S. rather than getting married in the country of your spouse?
Yeah, well, that's the K-1 is for. The K-1 is to bring your fiance to the United States to get married here in America. That's exactly why you're doing the K-1. It takes about 9 months to get her here, or him. I don't know who you're marrying. And then once you're here, file an adjustment another 3, 4, 5 months.
Tess says, I'm a dual citizen, Filipino and American. Woot woot, dual citizens. I want to adopt.
Ask the questions, come on.
I want to adopt my niece and nephew from Philippines, and they are 18 years old. Can I do it?
The answer is no, because they're over the age. It has to be done before 16. Now, we said, it's very country specific. So because it's country specific, Philippines signed an agreement. They're part of the Hague Convention. So it's a different adoption process for the Philippines than it is for Jamaica. Completely different. So, but unfortunately, no, they have to be under 16.
And we've got another question from Sandra who says, my daughter filed my papers 2 years ago, but my I-485 form was denied because of the cosign. My I-130 was approved. Could she go ahead and still refile the I-485 form, or could you pick up my case and then finish it off for me?
Well, you asked like you look like cosign. What is that?
Yeah.
That is the affidavit of support. Apparently, somebody who gave an affidavit of support didn't earn enough money, and the adjustment was denied. The I-130, the underlying I-130 was approved. The I-130 says yes, you're entitled to this benefit as long as you have affidavit of support and you're otherwise eligible to adjust. So yeah, you can do a new adjustment. We just got to get a better affidavit of support for you.
Sandra says, I'm an American and also a Canadian. Am I allowed to sponsor my sister's son? He's 30 years old.
No, you can't sponsor it. That would be your nephew. You can't sponsor your nephew. So that you're not going to be able to do, unfortunately. But he's 30 years old. He needs a green card. Let's figure it out. Have him call us. All right, so let's do this, Kim.
Tell me, Brian.
I got Watson here on Burlington, Vermont. We're going to be taking your immigration calls at 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Give us a call right now, 1-800-529-5465. Watson, how are you?
Yo, I'm good. This is the best show in the road.
Wow.
Let's rest.
Wow.
And then I can tell you, Brad,
what?
They have to give you like $1 million view and $1 million for this answer. You know what I'm saying? But
well, first of all, we don't have 1 million views yet, but hopefully one day, God willing, we will.
I know, but what I'm saying, people not appreciate what is good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But he always like that, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
My question is, if you have an attorney who represents you and your wife for immigration, and then we have some things going on between us, but we come back together. But I was, in court. But now we come back together, and then now she needs to file our paper. I believe she says she can represent us anymore because we was fighting. We was in court. Is that true?
You have an attorney, and so what happened? There was like a domestic violence thing or an order of protection. What was it?
It's not domestic violence. It's like assault. Because
an assault.
Fine.
Yeah. And in the assault case, your immigration attorney represented who?
Both of us, because we married.
Well, no. Who got arrested?
Me.
Okay. And your attorney represented who?
Me and my wife.
No, you can't represent the victim and the person who got arrested. Your wife, even though nothing, came of it, in this situation, your wife was a victim, and at least based on the paperwork, your wife was the victim, and you were the one who got arrested. And there was an attorney who represented you in a criminal case. And your wife was adverse to you in this criminal case. She was on the other side. So what the attorney is saying is, I can't in one situation represent you when your wife is adverse to you in a criminal case, and now because when you do an immigration case, you're jointly representing each other. It's an ethical issue, and it's on a case-by-case basis. And she may be right. I would need to know a lot more about that.
Okay. What I'm understanding is, okay, now we back in the house. We together, so we need to fill out our paper together. So did she not? You're not supposed to fill out the paper for us?
Well, I think you see the issue is this. Again, there was a former case where she represented one party and the other party was in opposition, was a victim or whatever it may be. Okay, so not both the husband and wife were not both on the same side, at least in the criminal case. So now that the husband and wife are both on the same side, there's an ethical consideration of whether or not, you know, you can represent both people, because in a prior case you were on opposite sides.
Okay.
All right. So she may be right. It would depend on what she did and who she represented and the situations and the facts. But if you want, you can hold on. We can represent you, that's for sure, because we didn't represent you before on anything. So
I have you already.
Okay.
So it's fine.
Okay. Wonderful. So hold on one second. All right. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Dwight in Bronx. Dwight.
Hey, Brad. What's up, Brad?
How are you?
I'm good. I have a little problem.
What?
I have my 2 years green card, and it's going to be heading October. It's going to make 5 years, and I don't get my 10-year green card.
Still?
I filed my I-751.
Right.
And nothing from that because I get divorced. But I already submitted my divorce already. I already my
So
waiver.
did you go on an interview?
Yes.
And what happened? What happened at the interview?
They told me that if I did get my divorce decree, at that time they would approve me for my 10 years.
When was your
But I
interview?
did not get it.
When was your interview?
It was in. Let me see. It was in November.
And you still haven't heard anything yet?
No.
Okay.
October. It was in October.
All right. So then you should be coming to see me, because we got to follow up on this for you. Okay. You should have gotten it already. All right. If you were going to be approved. Hold on. 1-800-529-5465. That's the number to call. 1-800-529-5465. Also, leave your questions on Facebook. Kim is going to be answering them at the conclusion of our show. But right now, I did get an opportunity earlier today to speak to Carmela Walrond. She's our fabulous tax attorney. And what she does is people who owe money to the IRS, she reduces their taxes. And if anybody ever wanted to save some money, you should be actually watching this. We'll also have a little conversation about 401k plans. The 401k plan is the plan that you go and save, and it's tax-free. But what happens if you take the money out before 59 and a half years old? Let's watch. We all try to put savings away for our retirement. We all want to retire early. In the United States, they have something called a 401k plan, where you can get tax savings by putting money away and then take it out when you're 59 and a half years old. But unfortunately in life is not a straight road. Life is a roller coaster. Life throws us some curveballs sometimes. Sometimes you want to go right and you end up going left. And next thing you know, you need to tap in to your 401k plan, whether it is because you have a medical issue or a huge payment that is due, or you owe money, or just to live and pay your rent. Now, when you do that, that causes tremendous tax consequences, tapping into your 401k plan prior to 59 and a half years old. With us today is Carmela Walrond, our fantastic, genius, awesome, whatever you want to call her, but don't call her not knowing about tax law. She is fabulous with tax law, wonderful attorney. She's here to break it all down for you. 401k plans, taking your money out early, and then what you can do if you do take your money out early on a 401k plan, what you can do to minimize your tax risks. Carmela, welcome.
Thank you, everyone.
So first off, Carmela, I think I described it, but why don't you tell us what a 401k plan is?
Sure. 401k plan is a retirement savings plan that someone contributes to while they're working.
So when a person withdraws money from their 401k tax plan, when is there a penalty and when is there not a penalty?
All right, sure. There's a penalty of 10% if you withdraw from your plan after 59 and a half. But also, I should also state that when you withdraw from your 401k, there are tax consequences, meaning that make sure you tell your tax advisor to withdraw federal and state and local taxes.
So when would somebody be exempt? Okay, because when you withdraw, you got to pay taxes on that, and then there's a 10% penalty if you withdraw under 59 and a half years old. When would somebody be exempt from that?
Sure. There are several ways in someone could be exempt from the 10% penalty. First one, it could be buying your first home. Up to $10,000 is allowed to be withdrawn from your 401k without a 10% penalty to be applied. Medical expenses for yourself, spouse, or dependent children could be allowed to be withdrawn. Also, you can withdraw from your 401k plan to pay taxes as well.
So tell me about a situation where you had a client, okay, she had an early withdrawal from her 401k plan. She got hit with the taxes. She got hit with the 10% penalty. What did she need the money for? And then she owed a substantial amount of money. What did you do to help her?
Sure. This particular client of mine, she was self-employed and also worked a part-time job. And also she had withdrawn from her 401k because both of her parents died suddenly. So not only that, she had taxes that she owed previously, but also she had to withdraw money from her 401k due to a death of her parents.
So she came to you. She already owed taxes to
Yes.
the IRS,
Yes.
and now she's going to owe even more taxes,
Yes.
take money out of her retirement, pay the taxes on the money she's taking out of her retirement,
Yes.
plus a 10% penalty. She is coming to you with the worst financial stress, plus the stress of having to bury her parents.
Yes.
Tell me what you did.
Sure. So what I filed what is called an offer and compromise application for a settlement on her taxes. And the IRS initially came back with a counter offer of $9,000.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Sure.
How much money did she owe?
Oh, she owed about $197,000.
She owed $197,000.
Yes.
Almost $200,000 to the IRS.
Yes.
She's self-employed. She has her own business. Owes. I just have to say this again because
Yes.
I'm like flabbergasted.
Yes.
The woman owes almost $200,000, $3,000 short of $200,000. Carmela gets working on this, and it's very funny because Carmela says, "And how dare they, this IRS, come
Yes.
back and say, all right, we'll accept $9,000."
Yes.
Almost anybody in the world would have said, "I'll take that deal, Carmela. Great job." What did you say to the IRS?
I said I rejected that that counter offer for one additional reason is that during the whole process she had lost her full-time position as her her second job because her patient passed away. So right now she was only living off of her part-time income.
So she was a nurse's aide or
Yes.
a nurse, and she had
Yes.
her own little agency. She was being paid as an independent contractor.
Yes.
And now, Carmela, you can help people who owe taxes or even people who take money out of their 401k
Absolutely.
when they're having this financial stress. You're not taking money out of your 401k because things are all
No.
rosy, okay? You're taking money out of your 401k because you got nowhere else to turn to
Correct.
to get money to live, to bury your parents, God forbid,
Yes.
have a medical issue, pay your rent, buy food, keep the lights on in your business, whatever it is. And now the IRS, they don't care.
No.
Okay? They don't care. They're gonna charge you those taxes anyway. Now this woman owed $197,000 when she came to you.
Yes.
You got to work. You showed all the hardships that this woman was going through at that moment.
Yes.
The financial hardships, maybe even the emotional hardships. You tug on. You show. You know what? This woman can't afford to pay the taxes. Plus, look at all these hardships. And the law says the IRS has to take this all into consideration.
Absolutely.
It's called the offer and compromise. They have to take this into consideration, and you fought hard for her, and they came back and said $9,000. And you weren't done fighting for her.
No, I was
you
not.
said, she's not even going to pay $9,000.
No.
So what was the end result?
She ended up only paying $2,000.
She ended up on $197,000 tax debt that was only increasing because interest and penalties increase. It doesn't go down.
Yes.
She would have never paid it off in her lifetime, probably.
Yes.
All right? You turned it into a $2,000 debt.
Yes.
You saved this woman $195,000.
Yes.
This is a true story.
Yes, it is.
It is a true story. Somebody who watches us on Bradshaw Live, who listened to us previously on my radio show, came in, heard about Carmela, and she saved this person $195,000. Now, what happened to the 401k plan? Was she able to put the money back in?
No, absolutely not. She was not able to return that money in. But the thing about it, Brad, you're right, because good thing she came to see me because I gave her such a peace of mind because she's a single parent of a son. So she told me, Carmela, I was able to finally breathe again.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable because it gives you a new lease on life. When and you say use the word breathe because I say this all the time, especially with people who owe taxes. Okay, when you owe money and you don't have the cash in your hand to pay, and you got people breathing down your neck, it's like they're sucking the air out of you. All right, having cash is air. Having money in your pocket is air. And when you have no money, and trust me, there's lots of people out there watching right now who know what I'm saying. When you don't have money, you don't have the cash. It's like you don't have air to breathe. And especially now when the IRS is breathing down your throat, you're tapping into your 401k plan. Now, she wasn't able to return the money to her 401k, but what she was able to do was take the money out of her 401k and not get penalized for it. And Carmela saved her $195,000 in additional taxes that she owed. Now, prior successful results obviously can't guarantee a similar outcome, but for any human being out there who's living in the United States, American citizen, permanent resident, someone out of status, someone here on a work visa, if you owe taxes, or if you're an independent contractor and you're having trouble paying your taxes, or you're on a payment plan, or you have to withdraw money from a 401k plan, you should be speaking to Carmela. She can handle your case whether you're in New York, in New Jersey, in Connecticut, in Florida, in California, in Alaska, in Missouri, in South Dakota, in North Dakota. I don't want to name all 50 states, but the point is, Carmela can handle your tax issues from all 50 states. You don't have to be in the state of New York. And what she does is she will negotiate down your tax debt, and if she can't do it, she won't take your case. And let me just say one other thing. I guarantee you that this lady did not pay us anywhere near the $195,000 that you saved her. Okay? You saved her, what she paid us is peanuts.
Yes.
The peanuts that we serve the elephants in the circus, peanuts compared to the amount of money that Carmela saved her. That is an unbelievable job.
Thank you.
She owes you this debt. Literally, it's called the debt of gratitude.
Yes.
Because Carmela got her out of debt and did it legally. Carmela is really an amazing tax attorney. Great story.
Thank you.
And so is she still a client of ours today?
Yes, I just wanted to tell you that she did come by to see me about a month ago to prepare her taxes for 2017. And not only that, she recommended her friend. Yeah. So now I'm preparing an offer and compromise application for a friend.
Yeah. So and for everybody out there, God forbid you owe taxes, or it's tax season right now. If you owe more than $5,000 in taxes, it doesn't have to be $195,000. If you owe more than $5,000 in taxes, call Carmela right now. It's 1-800-529-5465. The tax consultation for Carmela is absolutely free. It doesn't cost you one penny to find out whether Carmela can save you a substantial amount of money on your taxes. So if you do owe taxes, or you're about to file a tax return and owe taxes, or you haven't filed a tax return in a while because you believe you're going to owe taxes, then you really owe it to yourself. You owe it to your bank account. You owe it to the money in your wallet, that you give Carmela a call. It's absolutely free, and she'll tell you whether or not she can save you what in this instance was a boatload of tax dollars. And this is not something that a general accountant's going to do. You have to be authorized by the IRS to do offers and compromise, or you have to be an attorney. So not every accountant, not every tax preparer is able to do what Carmela is able to do. It's a specialized area of law. So give Carmela a call right now. It's 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. If you owe taxes, give Carmela a call. Carmela, great job.
Thank you, Brad.
And thanks for coming. All right, we're sorry about the drop. We're working on it. We got technical people working on it, I promise you. In any event, that was a great job by Carmela, saving somebody $197,000. And yes, Marge Higgs, you do not want to live next to me at 2 in the morning and listening to me yell, right? All right, 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to Dennis in Dutchess County. Dennis.
Hello, Brad.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
What's up?
I have a question. It's about my green card. It was expired, and I tried to get my license. How can I go about that? Get my driver's license?
Your green card expired?
Yes.
What, you have a 2-year or a 10-year?
It's a 10-year.
So why did it expire?
I don't know. No, because you said that the 10-year green card it's supposed to be expired. So I figured it expired.
I said it? What do you mean I said it?
No, I had it since 19.
Oh, you have the old green card.
Yes.
So why don't you just go renew your green card? What's the problem? You have a problem renewing it? Maybe.
No, it's not that. But the driver's license it's about to expire. So can I have to renew the green card first, right?
Go file the I-90 immediately. Okay, get some sort of receipt. Okay, you could always go down to immigration, get a stamp in your passport, do something, and go to motor vehicles with that. If you have a problem, come see me tomorrow, literally. Okay, so hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right, hold on. All right, 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. We got about 12 minutes to go in our show. We're going to finish it up with Kimmy Kim, who's got plenty of people who are asking immigration questions.
Always. The first one is from Marcia, and she wants to know, if you got married here and entered without inspection, could you go ahead and adjust your status?
If you get married here and you entered without inspection, if you're 245I, yes. If you're married to someone in the military or former military, yes. Otherwise, no. You have to do a provisional waiver. But there's a way to get a green card.
Nikki is having a bit of an issue. My family was filed for and received green cards, but by the time they were approved, I was over 21. So then I got married to a green card holder in 2004. We were high school sweethearts, and I had my son in the U.S. Finally, and they're from the Dominican Republic. Finally, she and her husband got their green cards, but returned to our country in 2009, and we haven't returned. We now have 3 children together. The last one was born about 8.5 months after my husband left me. We are no longer in a relationship, but I have not filed for divorce. We are currently in the U.S., and I have overstayed my visa. I made a VAWA application citing emotional abuse and abandonment. The application was made in 2016. I had my biometrics done in June of 2017 and then have heard nothing. Is it normal? Should I be worried? My lawyer says he has no information.
Well, I have some information for you. VAWA cases take about 1.5 years. I don't know whether you should be worried or not because I don't know what you submitted as evidence of, because it's not emotional. First of all, there's no VAWA based on abandonment. That doesn't exist. VAWA is extreme emotional abuse. Did you prove extreme emotional abuse? If you proved extreme emotional abuse, you got nothing to worry about. You'll get your green card. If you didn't, then you got a lot to worry about. I just don't know the answer because I don't know what you submitted. You should make an appointment to see me.
Tess says it was the dual citizen, Filipino and American. Mm-hmm. She said that you said earlier that I could adopt my niece and nephew under 16 years old. What would that process be like?
It's the Hague process. You have to go through a Hague process, get approved in the Philippines to bring the children over to the United States, do a pre-adoption here, and then bring the children over, and then do the adoption here in the United States. We can help you.
Amy says, if I petition for my 3 siblings that are all over age but unmarried, how long would that take?
12, 14 years, sisters.
Whew. Elma says, I'm a U.S. citizen. I'm elderly with limited mobility. I need a personal assistant I can really trust, and my niece would really like to help me. What should I do? Could I file for her? I can trust no one here.
It's not the law. The law doesn't say your niece can come here because you don't trust anybody. The law says that if there's no American who could minimally do the job that you're hiring the niece to do, then you can sponsor her. But it takes about 1.5 years. And you also can't sponsor family. So.
Diaz would like to know, how long does it take to petition for my wife and son who are below 18? I'm an American citizen.
Well, I assume the wife is over 18 or you're breaking the law. Okay, so I assume the son is under 18 yes. And the wife is over 18. If they're in the United States, about 9 months. Outside the United States, about 12 to 15 months.
We've got a question from Al Kareem, who says, my mom's 82 years old. She's lived in the U.S. for the past 5 years as a green card holder, and she'd like to apply for her U.S. citizenship. But I am extremely afraid that she is not going to be able to pass that test.
How long has she had a green card?
Mom's had a green card for 5 years, and she's 82.
Yeah, well, then if she won't pass, she won't pass. I mean, there's nothing you can do. Because you can only avoid the test over 55 and had a green card 55 years, or your mom has some sort of mental deficiency, which would have to go through a doctor and prove through scientific testing that your mom is mentally unable to take a test. So maybe she has dementia, for example.
Right. That would be a valid reason.
Correct.
Gotcha. Juliet says, how can I get my son and daughter that are 29 and 31 here with me? I'm staying in the U.S. for the last 3 years now.
Are you a resident? Are you a citizen? You got to start filing for them. What are you waiting for? Let's do this, Kay.
Tell me.
Let's do the K.
I'm Kay now?
No, Kay's online from Anchorage, Alaska.
Oh, okay.
No, from Anchorage, Alaska.
Oof.
Is AK Alaska? I thought that would be.
AK would be
AK
Alaska.
is Alaska.
And also Anchorage is definitely in Alaska.
Yes, Anchorage is. I was in Anchorage, Alaska.
I have never been.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, is that beautiful? Is it barren?
Lots of bears. Kay.
Hi, Brian.
How are you?
I'm fantastic. How about yourself?
Fabulous. What's going on?
Okay, so I've entered legally in the U.S. 18 years ago. My passport and identity was stolen. That's number one.
Okay.
I had that straightened out. I've only had one arrest in 18 years.
For what?
However, that was dismissed.
For what?
For DV assault.
Okay.
And we petitioned an I-130 13 months ago today, but I found out 3 months ago that I qualified for I-130 VIWA. How do I show conversion on my own, or how do I convert?
Wait 1 second. All right. So you've been here 18 years. You have one arrest, and the case was dismissed against you. You don't have a green card. When you
No.
Okay. Who's sponsoring you? Who's the petitioner?
My husband.
Okay. He's a U.S. citizen.
He's a LPR.
He's an LPR. How long has he been a resident?
Since 1983, I believe.
So why is he not a citizen?
He applied last year, but he had a non-reportable driving parole.
A non-reportable
SR22
driving
for 3.
what?
Yes, he had a probation, a driving probation.
When was this?
From 2004 of July, I believe.
So that doesn't prevent him from becoming a citizen?
He was on probation according to the
For 12 years on a driving offense, he was on probation?
No, that happened 2014.
Oh,
He had
2014.
someone- Yes.
And what was the probation for?
For SR, he has to have SR22, and he couldn't get in any kind of ticket or anything like that.
Oh, then
for
he got
3
okay.
years.
All right, so he had some sort of assault. So your question is what? What? I didn't understand the last part of your question. You found out you were eligible for what?
For I-360 VIWA.
Oh, okay. So you're saying that you are an abused spouse?
Yes.
Okay. So the answer is yes. You are eligible for a VAWA application. Your husband filed for you when?
February of last year, February 28th.
Okay, so you get to keep that old priority date. You file a new I-360. You get the old priority date from the I-130 that your husband filed for you. Once that priority date is reached and you get approved for the VAWA application, you got to prove, obviously there was an assault and you're saying there's domestic violence and abuse. And once you prove that it's a real marriage and there was abuse, you get that old priority date. You don't lose any waiting time. Once the priority date is reached, you get the VAWA approved. You can adjust your status. So we can help you. Hold on 1 second, okay? All right, let's go to Marsha in Queens. Marsha.
Hi, Brad.
How you doing?
Hi, Kim.
Hey, Marsha.
Yes.
You feel included there when they ask.
I do. Marsha's been trying to ask this question, but she's been asking
Right.
in a piecemeal way.
All right, so let's hear Marsha. What's up?
Okay. If you enter the country without inspection, right, and you marry the same sex, can you adjust status here without going back home?
So you said you married in a same-sex marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
Can a same-sex couple adjust the status here without going back home?
Well, a same-sex marriage is treated the same as a traditional marriage. So if you entered without inspection, you entered without inspection. Now you're going to get. Where are you from?
It's not me, but I just want to know the answer.
The answer is no, you
I'm
can't.
from Jamaica.
Okay. So all right. So is the person who's in the same-sex marriage from Jamaica?
Yes.
Okay, so you're going to get a provisional waiver approved for a same-sex marriage in Jamaica every time, because if you go back to Jamaica and you go live in an open same-sex marriage, you're going to not be a very happy camper there. They're going to kill you. Okay, so you would get that provisional waiver. That's considered a hardship. Getting literally killed living in an open same-sex marriage in Jamaica. So you would get that provisional waiver approved. You'd go home for 2 weeks and come back. But that would be the way you do it. All right?
Okay, thank you, Brad.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Be well. All right. Same-sex marriage. She was a little embarrassed.
She was, and the way she left out the word
same.
Sex. No, she had put same in her question.
Oh, I see.
And it was literally like, can a person who's married same and entered without inspection?
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. My Facebook to English translator
That didn't
catch it.
Okay. All right, so let's finish up. We got about 2 or 3 minutes.
We have Sweet Destiny who says, can a green card holder file for a child who's 19 years old?
Yes, and they should do it immediately.
Maurice says, my sister filed for me and my 2 sons. One of my sons and I came to the U.S. Now I want my other son to come. What should I do to come? And can I add my daughter to the filing now that even though she was not on the original filing?
As long as they're under 21, you can be included on that case. Otherwise, you got to refile.
Ellen says, when my mother-in-law petitioned for us, my 2 kids were, by the time that we were finished, my 2 kids were over age already. Now they have their own family. I want to know if I should go ahead and continue the petition that my mother-in-law did to get my 2 kids, or should I just start a brand new process now that I've got a green card?
If they're over 21, you got to start a brand new process. But if they're married, there's nothing you can do until you become a citizen.
Aha. Mm-hmm. We've got Emma who says, I did a petition for my son who's unmarried last January, and I'm a permanent green card holder. My question is, how many years am I going to be stuck waiting for an approval?
A year, 2 years, but your son's going to take about 7 years to get a green card if he's over 21. Let's do 1 or 2 more quick questions.
Okay. Naro says, I filed for the No Child Left Behind Act in the U.S. Embassy. When my children reached...
There's a saying when you're in the military that we don't leave any soldiers left behind.
Right.
There's no such thing as No Child Left Behind Act.
Yeah, I mean, there is for education.
The No Child Left Behind Act is an educational thing.
Right.
Has nothing to do with immigration. No idea what she's talking about.
So that was... But I think we can answer the question.
Okay, we can answer it anyway.
Even if disregard that.
We don't leave any soldiers left behind.
No soldier, right.
We definitely want to give money to all the schools so no children get left back.
Right.
And now there's the new made-up No Child Left Behind.
Facebook made-up. Lots of Facebook laws today.
Lots of Facebook laws, all right.
But they have now reached 21. So here's what I think happened based on my deciphering.
She's an immediate, right.
Naro filed for her kids.
Right.
But they reached 21 because first the embassy asked for more information, which we did.
All right, so what it is the Child Status Protection Act she's referring to. That puts a child under 21 even though they're over 21. It's not the No Child Left Behind Act. It's the Child Status Protection Act.
This is why I read this, because I knew you would be able to decipher it.
So what's the issue?
So after all of the medical and the extra paperwork was finally submitted and completed, they now told us that the kid is over age. Is there any way to appeal their decision?
Yeah, let me see what the paperwork is and I'll let you know if they're right or wrong. Make it a consultation.
Okay. You've
been in a heavy conversation with everybody today. What has been the social media highlight of the day, Kim?
The social media highlight of the day goes to 2 people. 2 people. We are celebrating Cece Mitchell's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Cece. And we are celebrating the fact that Natalie Nichols is pregnant and bringing a new member of the Brad Squad into the world.
Congratulations. That's so nice.
I know.
That's so nice.
She's due in August. We expect pictures.
very good, very good. I like that. Congratulations. And she's now, so I guess she's about 2-3 months into it now. So
Yeah.
she heard a heartbeat and everything. So we're all good, healthy baby. Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations. We can't wait to see some sonogram pictures. Natalie, send them our way.
All right, have a good night. We'll see you tomorrow. So Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465. What are you doing?